And just one more thing, if everyone can see my screen, I'm actually sharing a PowerPoint presentation. Can you just please confirm that you see the screen? Go ahead and just type in the chat box, I see it. If you don't see it, just type in, I'm not able to access. That'll just be helpful just so I know we're all on the same page. Everything's looking good. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get started. So once again, this presentation is to provide you with updates as it pertains to the fall 2020 semester. HIU announced last Friday, that we are planning to be remote for the fall 2020 semester. With that, there are a lot of changes on the horizon and a lot of things to update you on. So we just want to make sure that we get this information communicated to you, that you have all the support that you need and you know exactly what to do to move forward. Once again, if you just joined, my name is Michael Cruz. I serve as the Director of Undergraduate Admissions here at HIU, and we are so excited for you to become Royals, to welcome you to the Royal family, and we're very proud of you on your acceptance to HIU and your decision to be a Royal. So congratulations, everyone. We're excited to welcome you for Welcome Week, for new student orientation, and then obviously classes get going here in a few weeks as well, too. So let's dive into the PowerPoint. So yes, once again, the big announcement, we are remote to start the fall 2020 semester. So what does this mean for you? It means a lot of things. So I guess first and foremost, when we look at tuition, fees, and financial aid, there were a few updates made to the decision to go remote. So I guess first and foremost, just to clarify, all tuition and fees remain the same, as well as all academic and athletic institutional financial aid and scholarships will remain the same for the fall semester. So if you were receiving the Dean's Scholarship, the Presidential Scholarship, or if you were receiving an athletic scholarship for playing a sport, those amounts will remain the same. The one exception to this is if you were offered a housing grant in your initial award letter and you are opting to not live on campus, that would be the one thing that you would not be able to utilize, is the housing grant for students who do not plan to live on campus. So just one little side note there, but all scholarships, tuition, and fees will remain the same. One thing we're doing as a result of the announcement of going remote is that we are offering all HIU on-campus undergraduate students a $1,000 grant for the fall 2020 semester. And the great thing about this grant is that it is automatically applied for all undergraduate on-campus students. So you don't need to apply for it. You don't need to let anyone know that you want to use it. It's automatically going to be applied to your fee schedule, to your award letter, to your student account. So the way it's broken down specifically, the $1,000, from the $1,000, $625 is applied towards your tuition fees or your tuition, and then $375 is applied toward your student fees, which are normally $600 per semester. So, in total, again, it's a $1,000 grant that gets applied. And once again, that's automatically applied to your student account. And then the other big question is parking permits. So parking permits are only required for students who are planning to live on campus. If you're not going to live on campus, you do not need to purchase a parking permit. So one thing there. If you already completed a fee schedule or signed up your award letter and you're all complete with financial aid, and there's a parking permit included in your list of fees, our financial aid office is actually making automatic updates to everybody's award letters and to everybody's fee schedules and everything. So if you had already paid, or you have maybe an active payment plan, our Student Financial Services Office is making automatic updates to those documents and to those plans. But if you have any specific questions about your financial aid picture or your payment plan, please contact your financial aid counselor today. I've outlined our two counselors, Caitlin Giamarino and Pam Perez, And as you know, most of you should be well acquainted with them by now, but if your last name begins with an A through an L, then Caitlin Giamarino is your financial aid counselor. And if your last name begins with an M through a Z, then Pam Perez is your financial aid counselor. So their emails are there. If you need to contact them about any questions, definitely utilize that information. And they'll be able to help you with everything you need and get all those questions answered as it pertains to your financial picture here at HIU. So here's one of the kind of bigger updates in how the decision to go remote, really affects some students, but really the on-campus housing, there's been some big changes to on-campus housing. So we're actually encouraging all students to carefully consider the need to live on campus. And obviously some students need to live on campus. There's maybe a need or a hardship, or you're coming out of state and you want to be here, or you just, you want to live on campus. If that's the case and you plan to live on campus, here is like the new process that we're following to get students signed up for their dorm room and for you to apply. So some of you may have already turned in a housing contract, sometime over the last few months. If you did, we're actually kind of starting over. So we're kind of discontinuing that housing contract, and we're implementing this new process in light of our decision to go remote. So if you want to live on campus, if you plan to live on campus, you want to live on campus, the first thing you need to do is complete the housing reservation form at this website here. It's listed number 1. You were also sent a few emails that were kind of outlining this process as well. So the links are included in those emails. But if you want to jot down this website, you can visit it right now and fill out the form if you're looking to live on campus. Encourage you to do that. By filling out this form, it does not mean that you're guaranteed a spot in the dorms. You're simply just getting your application in. So once you submit your application, our housing department will contact you and let you know whether you've been approved to live on campus. If you have been approved, then you'll move down to number 2. We also just sent out recently the additional COVID-19 housing policies for HIU. That's a PDF. It really lists everything you need to know about living on campus in light of this new COVID-19 era and our decision to go remote for the fall 2020 semester. So if you've been approved to live on campus, the next thing you'll need to do is read the COVID-19 housing policies very closely and carefully. You'll need to initial some items within that document and then sign the document and submit it to our housing department at housing@hiu.edu. You could simply email it over, take a screenshot, or attach it as a PDF, whatever's easiest for you. And that'll pretty much wrap it up. Until then, from now until August 15th, our housing department, if you've been approved to live on campus, they will reach out to you and schedule you a time to move in. And move-in dates, the kind of prime move-in date, or the primary move-in date, is going to be Friday, August 14th, but we will have some time Saturday, August 15th, in case people need accommodation there. But again, our housing department will email you directly to schedule a time if you've been approved to live on campus. But for planning purposes, I would just set aside Friday, August 14th to move in to the dorms. So that's kind of the breakdown with the new on-campus housing, the application, the process for whether you're getting approved, and then the move-in date being scheduled for Friday, August 14th. If just a little side note here, I know we're going over a lot of information, so if at any time a question pops up in your head, or just you kind of think of something, go ahead and type in your question in the chat box, and I'll be sure to answer that at the end of the presentation. All right, so similarly with on-campus housing, on-campus dining kind of corresponds with that. So our meal plans or on-campus dining facility will only apply to those who live on campus. So if you're not living on campus, this information doesn't really apply to you, but we've kind of condensed the available meal plans that we'll be offering. So you'll have the option of choosing either a 10, 15, or 19 meal plan, which means that you'll get, depending on which one you'll select, say if you select the 15 meal plan, you'll get 15 meals per week on your student account. So we'll have those available for you. In addition to that, due to Orange County guidelines, all meals must be packaged and to go. So you can actually, eat in our on-campus dining facility, at least as of right now. If something changes, that guideline may change. But as of today, all meals will be packaged and taken to go. And then with that, if you're living on campus and you have a meal plan, we definitely encourage you to dine on campus as much as possible, just to mitigate, the chance of anyone, being diagnosed with COVID-19 and then bringing it back onto campus. So if you're living on campus, the more you can stay on campus, the better, especially, when it comes to eating and things like that. So just a little side note there. And then one of the big dates coming up, so an important date to keep in mind, is Saturday, August 15th. So Welcome Week is on the horizon. During Welcome Week, it's scheduled for the first week of school. We obviously have new student orientation taking place on Saturday, August 15th. And then there's going to be a lot of events and student engagement opportunities throughout the first week of school. And once we get into the semester as well too. But the main thing I want to focus on right now is new student orientation. It is mandatory for all new students. And since we're going remote for classes, we're also going to be doing our new student orientation online as well. So for planning purposes, it's going to be Saturday, August 15th, and you're going to be expected to be present from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. New student orientation, it's really designed for you to help you get acclimated to the university, help you get connected with all the different departments on campus, get all of your accounts together, get everything in line, so you know kind of exactly what to expect, exactly where to go if you have questions, who to contact. So it's really just a great day. It's a great day to kind of get the semester kickstarted, to get your college career as a Royal kickstarted. So it's all designed to help, to support, to encourage you. So you definitely want to be there. Again, Saturday, August 15th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It will be hosted on Zoom, so something similar to what we're doing now. But we will be sending out the meeting information and the links and everything, so you know exactly how to attend new student orientation. And that'll be coming from our student affairs department in the coming days. So keep a lookout for that. And then also us in admissions will be updating you on all the happenings as well too. So, track your email, track your text messages. We'll be reaching out to you as soon as updates are made available. But what we do know, new student orientation, mandatory for all new students, Saturday, August 15th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. hosted on Zoom. So definitely plan for that. And then during the rest of Welcome Week, from like Monday through Friday of the first week of school, our student affairs department puts on just a bunch of events. And this year, obviously, it's going to look a little bit different. Normally, we would meet in person. We'd go down to the beach. We'd have a lot of different things on campus. But this year, it's going to all be done virtually online through Instagram Live, through a few different avenues. So, it's definitely encourage you to take part in them. You're going to receive a schedule on the full listing of events for that week. And I encourage you as a new student to attend every single Welcome Week event, because again, it's all about student engagement. It's all about connecting with one another. And that's what we're all about at Hope International. We're all about community. We're all about getting to know one another, relationships, and really growing together as people, as followers of Christ, as a community. So definitely encourage you to get started on the right foot. If you're maybe a little more introverted, dive in, and just try something new, stretch yourself a little bit and get to know some people. So they're all going to be fun and all just really good events. And then our student affairs team and our student government team, they host a ton of events throughout the year. And that'll be something you'll constantly be connected with and informed about as a student at HIU as well. All right, so you're probably wondering what classes are going to be like in chapel, because we do have a chapel. Normally it's every week on a Thursday from 9:30 to 10:30. It's usually in our auditorium, but this semester it's going to look a little different, and same thing with classes. So you're probably wondering what this is all going to look like. So I guess the first thing is the first day of class is still scheduled for Wednesday, August 19th. That hasn't changed. So classes start officially on Wednesday, August 19th. And even though we are remote and classes will be hosted online, they will still be live. So you're still going to be expected to be present in class virtually at the assigned times of your class. So you're going to want to refer to your course schedule. If you've already registered for classes, which several students have already, just upload or refer to the course schedule that you were given by your advisor. And that's kind of how you're going to be able to plan your schedule for other aspects of your life as well. If you're an athlete or if you're working, whatever it might be. But just know you will still be expected to be in class during class time. So that's one thing I highly, just wanted you to be aware of. It's not going to be like maybe a typical online class if you've taken online classes before. We do have an online platform called Canvas. You may have used it at another school or institution before. That's where kind of classes will be hosted. And then there might be, every professor will have their ability to do kind of different things, but most of the time, I think you'll see that the live lecture will take place on Zoom as well. But you can actually, if you've registered for classes already, you can actually log in to Canvas and just check it out, especially if you haven't done so already. There's a lot of good training material in Canvas just to help you get acclimated with the platform. And then once your classes get uploaded, you'll be able to see them there and kind of, access your course syllabus and really get familiar with the online platform. So there's going to be a ton more information about this coming. More instruction will actually be included during NSO and during Welcome Week. During Welcome Week, one of the events is called a college induction, and that's where you as a student will have a meeting with the faculty from your specific college. So if you're a business student, it'll be with the College of Business and Management. If you're a liberal studies major, it'll be with the College of Education. If you're a kinesiology major, it'll be with the College of Arts and Sciences. So that is also a mandatory event that will be taking place during Welcome Week. And during that session is when you're going to get a lot of information about classes. So you definitely want to make sure that you attend the college inductions. And that'll be included when we send more updates about Welcome Week and new student orientation. So you'll know exactly what time to plan for and everything like that. But just a heads up, to summarize again, classes are remote, but they will be live during the class times that are outlined on your course schedule. In preparation for those classes, I definitely encourage you to purchase your textbooks, and you can do so at the HIU bookstore. The website is linked up there, or you can Google Hope International University bookstore, and it'll be the first link to come up. You definitely want to have your course schedule handy when you go onto the website, because you will utilize like a search function to identify your books. So, if you're kind of unsure about what section the class is or who the professor is or what the course code is, you can just reference your course schedule that was given to you by your advisor and then just plug all that information into the search function, and it'll bring up your class, it'll bring up the books that you need, and you could even purchase them right there on the bookstore website as well. And then I made a few notes about chapel services. Chapel will also be done remotely, and we will continue to stream chapel on YouTube every week. So it will be available on YouTube Thursdays. Every Thursday it'll be available, and then we're actually going to also post it in Canvas so you can reference it as well too. But that's kind of how chapel's going to work. It's going to be a little different, but our campus ministries department is putting together a great program to still keep it engaging, still keep you guys connected and growing in your faith. So a lot of good there. So that actually wraps up today's presentation. I tried to keep it short, sweet, concise, and just to the point for you. So I'm going to open it up for a question and answer period. I am going to keep everyone muted. So if you have any questions or need any clarity on anything, go ahead and type your questions in the chat box, and I'll go ahead and answer those for the group. If you don't have any questions, that concludes today's presentation. So just again, keep an eye out on your email, on your text messages. There will be several updates to come as we get closer to the first day of school, as we get closer to new student orientation. But again, for NSO, you're going to be sent the links, you're going to be sent everything you need, the schedule for Welcome Week. So definitely keep an eye out on your email, track that daily, track your text messages daily. And again, we're just so proud of you for becoming a Royal. We're excited to welcome you to classes, and we're still excited to welcome you to campus whenever that might be. So, you know, we love you, and we're looking forward to serving and supporting you throughout your journey. So if you do not have any questions, you're free to go. Thank you for joining, and we'll connect soon. But I do have one question here. If we are living on campus, is the bookstore open? That's a great question. As of right now, it's still currently closed. I haven't received word whether the physical bookstore will remain open, but everything that was on the website, you know, is in the bookstore and vice versa. So the website will be a great resource for you no matter what.